IT. How many mentions have we heard during the last year? Bloggers, friends, and colleagues at unpleasant jobs only talk about how to quickly quit their jobs, become engineers at Google, and start earning millions while sipping an almond latte. Sounds familiar? Then this video is definitely for you. Today we'll examine why being a programmer is the worst job in the world. No matter what kind of job you do, it has its downsides, and the same applies to a career in development. Let's look at the main ones. Recycling. The most frequent cited disadvantage is constant rework. As a software developer, you must be prepared to work irregular hours. You may be expected to juggle multiple time-consuming projects at once and be on call if something breaks in your code. While applying for a job, they will convince you that the company takes care of its employees, does not allow them to overwork, and provides pleasant benefits. Only now, this whole fairy tale will disappear with the first release. This lifestyle takes a toll on your mental health. When developers experience mental health issues, their ability to think creatively, solve problems, and maintain concentration can be impaired. The need for continuous learning. The dynamic nature of technology means that software engineers and software development specialists must continually educate themselves. Keeping abreast of evolving technologies and trends is a necessity. Still, it can be challenging for those who want to use the knowledge they've acquired throughout their lives without spending extra time studying. If we take into account the fact that programmers have little free time due to constant overtime, the need for continuous learning becomes an even more difficult task. Isolation and sedentary lifestyle. Programming jobs often involve long hours in front of a computer screen. This sedentary lifestyle, combined with the solitary nature of coding, can lead to feelings of isolation and affect physical health. Coders need to remember to incorporate breaks, physical activity, and social interaction into their daily routines to support overall well-being. Studies represent that reduced social interaction can lead to diminished social skills. As individuals spend less time socializing, their ability to effectively navigate social cues and participate comfortably in interactions may decline. This highlights the importance of prioritizing social connections and engagement for overall well-being and successful social interactions. Burnout potential. The demand for quick and effective results can lead to burnout. Programmers may find themselves working long hours to meet deadlines, which has a negative impact on their overall well-being and work-life balance. It can also cause physical, mental, and emotional problems. The triad of indicators that determine burnout at work includes 1. Lack of drive or initiative in completing work tasks. 2. Decreased job satisfaction. 3. Decreased feelings of confidence or competence in performing work duties may manifest as feelings of ineffectiveness. Although burnout is not a medically recognized diagnosis, it can significantly impact a person's physical and psychological well-being if left unrecognized or untreated. It's not just an emotional reaction. Chronic stress, which leads to burnout, changes the anatomy and function of the brain. These changes can significantly impair cognitive abilities, thinking, learning, reasoning, and concentration, and the neuroendocrine system, which releases serotonin and adrenaline. With prolonged stress, the brain can go into survival mode, which can hinder motivation and the ability to take responsibility. High responsibility for code quality. Programmers bear significant responsibility for the quality of their code. Errors can have far-reaching consequences, especially in critical systems. Increasing the workload and increasing the load is always an additional cost of resources for the business. The meticulous nature of programming requires attention to detail, and responsibility for code quality can create constant pressure to deliver solutions. As an example of such a bug, I would like to cite the Pentium FDIV bug, a curious case of a minor problem that snowballed due to mass hysteria. Thomas Nicely, a mathematics professor, discovered a bug in the Pentium processor and reported it to Intel. They responded by offering a replacement chip to anyone who could prove it had affected them. The original error was relatively simple, a problem with the chip's algorithm lookup table. This could cause slight inaccuracies in the calculations, but very rarely. In fact, the probability of a calculation error was only 1 in 360 billion. Although the actual impact of the software error was minor, when details of the error appeared in the international press, millions of people demanded a new chip, costing Intel more than $475 million. Prospects. Despite the high demand for programmers, job security is not guaranteed. Economic factors, outsourcing, and the evolving nature of technology can pose challenges to long-term job stability. Programmers may have to adapt to the changes in the industry and continually improve their skills to remain competitive in the job market. One of these changes includes the rapidly developing artificial intelligence, a video about which we already have on our channel, which will have a huge impact on the IT sector. And if it does not replace it, it will definitely reduce the number of jobs. In short, AI can make life easier for businesses by solving simple and monotonous tasks that novice programmers used to do, thereby reducing the number of specialists in the industry and increasing the barrier to entry into the industry. For example, AI enthusiast Amar Reshi used GPT-4 to create code for the game Snake. Specifically, he asked for the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript needed to make it work. The program was able to do this, after which Reshi needed to copy and paste the code into the program used to create and run the software. Reshi said the game didn't work right away, but he was able to request the modified code from ChatGPT, which was provided along with an explanation of the changes. ChatGPT does not necessarily create the game itself, but rather the code needed to create the game. These games have relatively simple code compared to modern video games, but of course, they are still games. When creating a version of an existing version of a video game, the main caution is that the game must be familiar to ChatGPT. But the question immediately arises of how long it will be before he can write games without the help of programmers. I don't know about you, but after all this news, I began seriously worrying about the safety of my job. Conclusion: working as a programmer brings many benefits, such as a comfortable workplace at home or in the office, money, and the opportunity for career growth. But how many of you are ready to sell your soul for this? To become an antisocial person who will spend all his free time reading books and looking at the monitor trying to keep up with new technology that will help him earn a little more money to spend it on treating his depression because of work and loneliness. As for me, this is a pitiful sight, and it's better to go into medicine or open your own business, where the same investment of time and effort will bring much more money.